అసెంబ్లీ సమావేశాలు లైవ్ చూద్దాం.
Madam, I may recall that the governor has submitted a memorandum to the central government on the drought of Telangana in November 2015. The state government had declared 231 out of 443 mandals in the state as drought affected and sought an immediate assistance of 1,000 crores from central government for taking up relief measures. While the mandals in Mahbubnagar, Medak and Nizamabad district were declared as drought hit, a large number of mandals in Rangareddy, Karimnagar, Nalgonda and Warangar were also declared as drought affected. None of the mandals in Adilabad and Khammam district were affected by the drought as per the government assessment. I don't know how reliable is the system to determining the quantum of rainfall. I think the rain gauges in the mandals are not the real indicators of the rainfall, but more reliable data would be quantum of water reserves in tank and dams and the status of crop. The Telangana government has submitted a detailed memorandum on the drought situation to the central government. Central team visited the drought-hit districts in December 2015. The crop loss due to drought conditions in Telangana has been estimated at rupees 3,000 crores by the central team that visited the state. However, the high-level committee chaired by the Union Home Minister Sri Rajnath Singh approved the assistance of rupees 791 crores from the National Disaster Relief for Telangana and other states. Like Maharashtra, were given assistance of thousands of crores. But our Telangana state has been given a raw deal in central government. I would like to know from Honorable Chief Minister Saab how much money has been released so far by the central government out of the assistance of rupees 791 crores announced on January 14 this year. Despite the severe drought situation that has impacted the revenue collection of the state, to some extent the Director of Economic and Statistics has sounded very optimistic. The gross state domestic product as per advance estimate is estimated to grow at 11.7% in 2015 and 16 as against the projected national growth of 8.6%. Telangana GSDP is estimated at rupees 5.83 crores with the growth in secondary sector estimated at 8.3% and the service sector of 14.9%. The primary sector comprising agriculture allied activities is expected to register a meager growth of 0.8% due to the adverse seasonal condition in 2015 and 16. However, data from other sources show that the agriculture and allied sector registered a negative growth of 1.9% with agriculture alone accounting for minus growth of 18.2%. I would like to know the details of the likely fall in production of food grains, pulses, edible oil, horticulture and other crops in Kharif and Rabi season in current agricultural year. Farmers' suicide are again being reported to the distress caused drought condition and harassment meted out by the money lenders, including the banks and money lenders. I am told that the state government itself has informed the Honorable High Court that 150 farmers had committed suicide in 2 months, that is December 2015 and January 2016. The government also informed the High Court that it has directed all the district collectors to ascertain the reasons for the same. I would like the Honorable Chief Minister Saab to brief us on the issue of farmers' suicide. I may also recall that in September 2015, the government has enhanced the ex gratia from 1.5 lakhs to 6 lakhs for families of farmers who committed suicide. I would like to know how many families of farmers, helpless farmers, have been provided with enhanced ex gratia so far. Farmers' organization alleged that more than 1,500 farmers' suicide have occurred in Telangana State in last 21 months. What is the official count by the Telangana government, even though the National Crime Records Bureau has quoted as much high figure of farmers' suicide? Madam, the governor has pointed out that the per capita income, which is an important indicator of standard of living of the people, is likely to increase to rupees 1.43 lakhs from rupees 1.29 lakhs in 2014 and 15. As compared to the national per capita of rupees 93,231. I don't know how the Director of Economics and Statistics has given the advance estimate when the farmers who constitute more than 2/3 of state population are facing distress to some extent due to drought conditions. The governor has also recalled that the government created a record by coming up with a budget of rupees 1.15 lakh crore for 2015 and 16 with plan allocation of rupees 52,000 crore. This meant doubling the per capita plan allocation since 2013 and 14. I do not want to talk about the state finances since the budget for the next financial year 2016 and 17 is being presented in legislature on Monday. So, however, I have repeatedly been saying in this house, the state of state finances is not up to the mark. For this reason, the state could not achieve the target, spending rupees 105 lakh in 2014 and 15, including the supplementary estimates. In current year too, I'm afraid the government may not be able to achieve the budgeted outlay of rupees 1,15,689 crores. One of the key reasons for the shortfall in the budgeted expenditure in the two financial years from 2014, 15 and 15 and 16 is a steep fall in flow of funds from the central government. Telangana State gets much lower quantum of share of central taxes compared to residuary state of AP. Telangana got a share of rupees 10,092 crores in central tax revenues as against Andhra Pradesh share of rupees 14,107 crore in 2014 and 15. Telangana got only 12,595 crores as against AP share of rupees 22,236 crore in 2015 and 16. In the next financial year 2016 and 17, Telangana is stated to get 13,955 crores as against AP share of 24,637 crores. So we need to make this point to the government of India and demand that a proper share is being given to the state of Telangana. Because unless and until we get a proper and a guaranteed help from the government of India, the Telangana state cannot go ahead and fulfill the promises made to the people of Telangana. Sir. Honorable Chief Minister Saab had repeatedly urged the government to raise the borrowing limit of the state government under the Fiscal Responsibility and Budget Management Act from 3% to 3.5% of the GSDP to raise funds for the flagship programs as Mission Kakatiya, Mission Bhagarti and irrigation project as well as 2-bedroom housing scheme. As I have pointed out in the last two budget sessions, the central government has substantially reduced its planned grant as well as the funds for central scheme to the states, thereby putting further strain on the state finances. The central government has closed down several central schemes and changed the pattern of funding for many other central schemes. The reduction in the flow of funds for these central schemes have severely affected the funding of various key programs. The state itself lacks adequate resources to tide over the reduction in central grant for central scheme. I would discuss this in detail during the discussion on budget, madam. I compliment the government for launching the several initiatives for the welfare of the poor section of SC, STs, BCs and minority economically backwardness section of people. Our party welcomed the Shadi Mubarak and the Kalyana Lakshmi scheme, which fulfill our long-standing demand for providing higher quantum assistance for marriage of poor girls. But at the same time, I would like to come on record and say that many irregularities have been committed. And I demand that the government have an inquiry done and find out the reasons. The real needy and the poor has not been provided with assistance in this Shadi Mubarak and the other schemes, madam. Our party has been appreciating and supporting the initiative taken by the TRS government for the minorities, including higher allocation for minorities welfare in the last 2 years. However, the government has released all the allocated amount to the Minority Welfare Department during 2014 and 15, as well as in the current year. Already on behalf of AIMIM, we have recently represented the Honorable Chief Minister Saab requesting to release all the allocated fund in current year. The fund has not yet been released. I want to make a request to the government to kindly release the allocated fund. I would once again request Honorable Chief Minister Saab to release the balance funds of Minorities Welfare Department before the financial year draws to a close. I request for disbursement of all post-matric scholarship and reimbursement of tuition fee arrears of all students for the financial and academic year 2013 and 14 and 14 and 15 before 31st of March. This is very important, madam, because the students are suffering. Moreover, I would urge the government to realize the subsidy for self-employment bankable schemes for minority sanction for the 2014 financial year before March 31. For the current financial year, the Minority Welfare Department has not released any amount towards scholarship and fees reimbursement. For minority students, similarly, the government opened online applications for subsidy for bankable schemes only in February 2016. For current financial year, the date for filling the application has been extended to March 15 on the request of our party. Already 1.41 lakh applications have been received by Telangana State Minority Finance and Christian Finance Corporation. So far, the subsidy amount required for these applications would be 2,500 crores. For this reason, our party has requested Honorable CM Saab to release 500 crores for the subsidy scheme of minorities, madam. For several years, the students as well as the subsidy beneficiaries have not been getting the benefits in the same financial year. The beneficiaries for 1 year are paid their money in next financial year. This backlog or carryover practice has become the rule with all the welfare department, SC, tribal, minority, and BC welfare. I urge the government to ensure that all the students for the scholarship and fee reimbursed for academic year 2015 and 16 and all eligible beneficiaries under subsidy for bankable schemes who are applying now for 2015 and 16 financial year get their disbursement in the first quarter of the ensuing financial year during April and June 2016. Similarly, the students and loanees for ensuing 2016 and 17 should get the disbursement before and end the financial year. There shall be no backlog or carry forward scholarship and subsidized loan. Our party welcomes the Chief Minister Saab's decision to start 70 residential schools for minority throughout the state. This has been a long-standing demand of MIM party to open residential school for the minorities in the mandals. Madam, at the same time, I would like to request the government to please not just open these residential schools. I request the facilities provided to the SC and ST hostel and residential schools, the same facility should be provided for the 70 minority residential schools also. Because if that has not been provided, then the success story will not be for the 70 residential schools. Like I just want to give some few examples, like free lodging and boarding facilities are provided for these boarders. The diet charges are paid for SC students for $750 per month, boarders up to 7th class, and $850 for boarders from 8 to 10th class, like cosmetic charges, haircut charges, bedding material, 4 pair of dresses, special hostel study material is also given, books are being given free. So if such things are being done in these minority residential schools, then it will become a success story. Why I say this is that, madam, whether it is Gopal Singh Commission report or whether it is Sachar Committee or Ranganath Misra, all these reports has identified and has established that the minorities are weaker than SCs and STs in field of education and employment. We need to give special focus and attention for upliftment of the minorities. Our party welcomed the Chief Minister's decision to start 70 residential schools, and we are also thankful to KCR Saab for considering our demands for minority. Responding to a plea, the TRS government has started overseas study scholarship scheme for minorities initiated, and also this direct loaning. We appreciate this, and quantum of subsidy for bank loans also. Enhance the income ceiling of rupees 1.5 lakhs to rural area and 2 lakhs in urban areas for availing benefits under various government schemes, and affected age relaxation for subsidy loans. And CM Saab has sanctioned assistance for construction of auditorium for Jami Nizamiya. All these works have been addressed by the government. We are very thankful to the government. And I may recall that the Telugu Desam TDP government in neighboring Andhra Pradesh had introduced a backward class sub-plan for 2015 and 16 financial year. I urge the Honorable Chief Minister Saab to introduce the BC sub-plan and minority sub-plan in Telangana State. We have already requested CM Saab to extend the benefits to Muslims on par with SCs and STs in state. KCR Saab has positively responded to a plea. We request the government to issue necessary orders in this regard, madam. SC and STs. Already CM Saab हमको वादा करे हैं कि ऑन पार विद SC and STs करेंगे. तो मैं ये बात ये मुतालबा इसलिए कर रहा हूं मैडम आपके जरिए हुकूमत से कि अगर SC और STs के बराबर अगर माइनॉरिटीज और मुसलमान को भी अगर मराद दिए जाते हैं तो मुसलमानों के बहुत से फायदे होंगे. 12% जब आएगा आएगा 4% रिजर्वेशन चल रहा है, चलेगा, लेकिन रिजर्वेशन के साथ ही साथ हमको यह देखना है कि बगैर रिजर्वेशन के किस तरीके से मुसलमानों की मदद की जा सकती है. When all the reports say that Muslims are backward than SCs and STs, so all the benefits that are being provided to SCs and STs, like the attempts for the government jobs, should be on same for Muslim minority students as it is for SCs and STs. The passing marks should also be made same. All the benefits should be provided to minority students also. Madam, I would like to point out the case relating to 4% reservation for socially and educationally backward class of Muslim state has come up before the bench of the Supreme Court, though the governor has not mentioned about the TRS government commitment to raise the quantum of reservation for backward Muslim at 12%. We know that the Sudhir Commission of Inquiry constituted by the government is on the job of making full-proof case for 12% quota for backward Muslims. Right from the beginning, we have been cautioning the government against any hasty move to enhance the quota to 12% for backward Muslims without proper homework, as this may affect the existing 4% reservation for backward Muslims being implemented as per the Supreme Court. We would like to request the Honorable CM Saab to direct the Advocate General and Law Department to constitute a team of legal luminaries and effectively argue the state case in favor of 4% reservation of backward Muslims. The Telangana government may also coordinate with Andhra Pradesh government to defend the 4% quota in the Supreme Court, because any adverse verdict in this case may have its impact of the proposed enhancement of reservation to the 12% also, madam. The governor's address makes no mention of the recruitment in state services promised by the TRS government. There are thousands of vacant posts which needs to be filled up on a priority basis. And also, madam, about the work properties, I would like to request the Honorable, when I talk about the work properties, I would like to first thank the Honorable Chief Minister Saab and the TRS government for allotting 4,000 change square yards of land of PWD department for a construction of an orphanage by the name Anisul Gurba, madam. That property is worth more than 25 to 30 crores, which has been handed over to the orphanage for the poor Muslims to be constructed. I thank the government. At the same time, मैं ये भी जरूर कहना चाहूंगा